Hello, this is James from Perseverance Reef, where it's sunny right now, but it's about to turn stormy. That's something I'm going to get into momentarily. I did want to do a brief reef update to show you a little bit of what I've done recently. Now, you notice that those two little brackets, little braces are missing. That's because the original store owner who used this tank in his store put those in to demonstrate how strong the bottom of the tank was, that he could walk on it and it would still hold his weight. So I took those out. They were kind of unsightly, and they certainly blocked the view, and they blocked the potential to make for an even better scape, I think. So as you can see, the berm on the left, or the bommy on the left I should say, I flattened it and expanded it out some. Now once there's coral and stuff on it, it's going to look even higher. So on the right side I created a cave. There are little mini caves in the left side on the left hand bommy, but on the right hand bommy there's a really big cave, as you can kind of see, and there are a lot of smaller ones too. So those are the first changes. And then I also raised the height of the return nozzle because it was just too low to the ground, and I need to be able to add a little bit more water to the system. It was such that if you let the tank fully drain, it would take up the water would take up the whole 75 gallon sump. So I wanted to get that up a little bit, and it also makes for better flow. And you can see some air bubbles. That's because the pump is running a little low on water, the return pump that is. So I'm going to fix that momentarily. As I got some salt yesterday, and I'm going to make up some salt water and add it in a little bit. Now, regarding the weather, we're expecting to see 80 to 100 mile per hour gusts, give or take. That's the potential anyway for these storms that are coming, and very large hail could occur, and even tornadoes. So one thing that I would do, if you don't already run your temperature as high as I do, I like to keep it about 82 degrees, as it helps keep the chances of ick and other such things down. There are a lot of pathogens that just don't do heat very well, but the fish do. On the reef, it's anywhere from 82 to 86 degrees, and in some areas it even touches 90 occasionally. But I like to keep it at 82. It's a good balance between having good oxygenation. I can't talk today. And having that benefit of potentially killing off, or at least slowing them way down, pathogens. We don't like pathogens. So, but the reason that I'm talking about heat is because if you run your tank a couple of hours prior to the storm, or maybe even 5 or 6 hours, if you know it's going to be a really bad weather event, you can turn the heat up a couple of degrees, so that if the power's out for an extended period, it will still have that extra little bit of heat, and so as it loses heat, it won't be as bad as it would be had you started out at, say, 78, 76, like some run their reefs. And not that that's a bad thing, but if you run it a little bit higher, especially for a day or so before the storm. That really would be best. But even a few hours before the storm, if you can turn that heater up, you're going to be better off. And so will your fish, inverts, etc. Now the other thing I want to talk about, and this is so important, you should be doing this anyway, but every once in a while shut off the return pump and make sure that the water drains in your sump and stays in there. Well, obviously it'll drain to the sump, but you want to make sure that when a power outage occurs, that you're not going to have water all over your living room floor. That would kind of ruin your day. So, especially if you have hardwood floors, actual hardwood. Fortunately, we have laminate on top of concrete, so it's way better than it would be if it was hardwood. So, you know, you really, either way, you want to make sure you don't have that happening to you. So, that's about it. I just wanted to give you that heads up. A lot of us are going to be in the path of this particular storm, but down the road, others will be in the path of storms. So you should absolutely do that every once in a while. Like I said, turn off the return flow, simulate a power outage, make sure that water level does not crest higher than your tank. So, with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. See you in the next video.